This next weighted average is called the slugging average. It has to do with a statistic in baseball that is a weighted average. Several of your students may not be familiar with what the slugging average is or what some of the variables and everything mean. The worksheet, the Dana Center materials, they do a good job of setting it up for you and telling you what it is. However, here's a couple more things that they may not tell you. The weights in the formula correlate to the number of bases that each hit allows you. So singles allow you 1 base, doubles 2 bases, triples 3 bases, and home runs all 4 bases on the baseball field. Now some of that might be relatively intuitive because 1 and single are pretty synonymous, doubles and 2. So the one thing or some of the things they may not be able to see in terms of these statistics are what are at-bats, what are total hits. Well, these 4 stat categories are 4 different types of hits. And then at-bats is how many times they go to the plate, and sometimes they swing and miss, sometimes they get a hit. So the first thing, or one of the very few things that you're going to be doing with this average is you're going to be having to calculate a missing variable. Well, in this case, here we don't know how many singles there are. So in order to calculate singles, we take the total hits minus the doubles, the triples, and the home runs, and then we'll get the number of singles. And if you take 162 minus 27 minus 5 and minus 21, you will get 109 for the total number of singles. Another thing that you're going to want to stress here is order of operations. I like to use PEMDAS. It's come to my attention now that GEMDAS, or G for grouping, is the very first step. And that makes sense here because this formula here, the top of the fraction, the top of the formula, the numerator, is grouped all together. So you got to make sure you do that before you divide by the at-bats. And sometimes that could get a little confusing if they're not brushed up on their order of operations. So whenever you input these things into the formula, you can use the nice TI-inspired calculators or the graphing calculators. You do it all at once. That will save us some headaches. But always make sure you multiply them by your weights before you add everything together. And so here we have 109 plus 54, that's 2 times 27, plus 15, that's 3 times 5, plus 84, that is 21 home runs times the weight of 4, all divided by 476 at-bats. And when you put this into your calculator and calculate everything out, your slugging average is going to be 0.550. Now this right here, this 0 seems to be insignificant. However, in baseball, statistics go 3 decimals. And so we keep all 3 decimals even if that last one is a 0.